Yes. Request to all students, just open your camera. So we'll take a snapshot with sir. All students are requested to open your camera. Come on fast. Students, just open your camera. Vaishnavi, inform others to open their cameras. Mohit sir, done?
Done, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, good morning to all of you. On behalf of Matrix Schools of Management Studies, I, Dr. Harshali Gomase, welcome to our today's honorable guest, Dr. Sushil Kumar Sarangi sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, madam. Yes, very much.
Okay. Okay. Welcome, sir. And the students of Matrix MBA first and second year for a session on relieving stress for health, wellness, and career. Under the 4-dimension lecture series, which we have started for the students last 2 years, under the guidance of our honorable advisor. The main purpose to start the 4-dimension lecture series is to motivate students and improve their skill. Now I welcome to our guest, Dr. Sushil Kumar Sarangi sir. Currently, sir is working with Jaivat Institute of Management Studies, Pune. Sir has done his PhD in marketing. Sir has 20 years experience in academic as well as corporate. Sir is a senior academic leader and teaching professional and alumni of IIM Ahmedabad. Sir's area of specialization in strategic planning and leadership, student counseling and guidance, process enhancement, and student discipline management. Sir has published various research papers in national and international conferences. Sir has conducted FDP programs for students and faculty members. Sir is the author of books of Business Environment and Society, Business Ethics and CSR, and Entrepreneurship and Business Incubation. So, students, without waste of your time, I request to our guest, Dr. Sushil Kumar Sarangi sir, to take a charge of the session. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Harshali madam. At the outset, I must thank Silpa Kulkarni madam, founder secretary of Matrix School of Management Studies, and Dr. Satish Ubalesha, the director of Matrix School of Management Studies. So students, I would start the session. It's a very complex thing to understand how stress is related to health, well-being, and also career. Okay. So to understand all these things, it's a very complex things. It is related to psychology, philosophy, spirituality. So all of you, please mute yourself. So I'm trying to give as much as possible from my understanding, because still I'm a learner. So whatever I have collected through my own research, I want to share these things to all of you. Okay, madam, please approve me for sharing my screen.
Yes, sir. You may. You can share it.
So what I want to convey to you, that whatever we have known by this time, now we are all PG students. So far, we have covered around 15 years of education. Now, what more is required to know more about our career? But this is the time where you will find a new life. You have to endeavor to a new course with a direction, and which will ultimately define your career. Now, what is the thing that is a problem while you are moving towards your goal? And this is all about the stress. Okay. Now, when we talk about the stress, we must understand that before we go for stress, we must understand that why should we be careful about the stress? Okay. Now, why should we be careful about the stress? You see, people of high positions, highly successful people, even you must be knowing that people, those who are studying and preparing for medicals, okay, many of these students, innocent students, are committing suicide because they cannot handle the pressure, the stress. So this is the beginning where people fail to understand their worthiness, forget about the well-being, and after 12, please, after their worthiness and their career. Now, I will take you to a different dimension where you have to put your thought about certain new directions, new dimensions of life. Okay, the fourth dimension is the new dimension that you have to understand. Now, what are the four dimensions? Okay, now let me start where the human evolution started. You know that human beings were living in a jungle like any other animals, and it is the human being who got evolved. Okay, so human being could discover the fire, which no other Januar may. I will also use in between Hindis. Okay, so except human being, no other Januar created the fire. So this is from that period evolution started. Okay, now at that time there was no stress. People, they found their new weapons, they could kill the animals like other Januars, and they could able to feed themselves. And after that, what happened? They found that when they are united, they are more comfortable, more secure. Okay, that also could not give them the happiness. At last, they could understand that there is a greater power who is having huge power, who is guiding everything. So they started worshipping the sun, the moon, the earth, the tree, everything. So after that, human being evolved as a evolved or developed animal. Okay. Now, till the time the industrial revolution came, it was human being was in very primitive conditions. They were very happy, and they have their own passion, their own profession. They were all happy. But what happened that after a few years, after some 100 years, people, they started committing suicide, the stress, because of stress, all these things. Now, to understand all these things, we must know that the wisdom, जिसको हम बोलते हैं ज्ञान, okay? Now, this ज्ञान is of 3 stages. Okay, one is called the Vigyan, Shugyan, and Pragyan. Okay, Vigyan is the power of the individual human being to identify their strengths. They could able to discriminate what is good, what is bad, what is wrong, what is right. And they could able to distinguish, they could able to innovate all these things because of the Vigyan. Okay. Now, soon they found that the Vigyan, that knowledge that they have got, was not adequate. to get them happiness. Okay, so they now wanted to get together with a community. The community is called Sugyan, the Sukshma Gyan. Okay, now the Sukshma Gyan, what they do? Now, this Sukshma Gyan made them understand the usefulness of the society. Okay, now they used to made for each other. They used to cooperate and get cooperation from others. This is called community, and this is called Sukshma Gyan or Sugyan. Now, this Sukshma Gyan enabled the human being to mingle the community, and they could able to grow. Now, after all this, after Sugyan also, they found that there is a lot of deficiency, there is a lot of gap in their understanding about what is the power, who is governing this thing. Now, they could able to understand through different Vedic or literatures, and they could able to grasp through the power of the imagination. That is called the Pragyan. Okay. Now, my topic will be containing the Vigyan, Sugyan, and Pragyan. The stress, health, happiness, and the career. Everything is linked to this Gyan, that is the wisdom. So let us first come to the point. What is called the stress? Okay. Now, all of you, anyone is now suffering from stress. Now, how you will know that this is stress? You have got forgetfulness, confusion, inability to concentrate, constantly worrying about anything, irritability, loneliness or isolation, sleeping too much or too little, okay, even eating too much or too less. These are the symptoms where you will find, you have to understand that you are not stress-free, you are stressful. Okay, and it is not to you also. Everyone is suffering from this. 82% of the Indians, they are suffering from stress on account of work, education, health, finance related concerns. Okay, even that is higher than the developed countries. Okay, now this stress kab hota hai? When your perceived situation is greater than your personal coping resources. Okay, आप आपको जब मन लगता है कि मेरा कितना कैपेसिटी है और मुझे इधर जाना है, तो मैं शायद उसको मैनेज नहीं कर पाऊंगा, तब स्ट्रेस शुरू होता है. ओके, सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ रीजंस. प्राइमरी रीजन है कि you find that because of the past or present, you find this is going to harm you, or this is going to give you a threat, it will be a challenge for your growth, then you are stressful. Sometimes you feel that the situation is more stressful than your ability. Okay, sometimes it is based on your ongoing feedback from the situation. Situation आपको देता है कि ये situation में मैं कंट्रोल सेल्फ असेसमेंट करते हुए आपने बोला कि ये सिचुएशन को मैं हैंडल नहीं कर पाऊं. ओके, नाउ पहले लेट अस थिंक अबाउट हाउ टू गेट रिड ऑफ दिस स्ट्रेस, बिकॉज अनलेस यू आर स्ट्रेसफुल you cannot be healthy. Okay, now how to take care of the stress, so that we will going for the other things. Now, before we go for the stress, you try to understand that the stress is affecting your health. How it is possible? Okay, now it is, the stress is affecting both the infective disease. Okay, they are responsible for the infective disease, also for the non-infective disease. Now, what is called infective disease? जैसे हमारा कोरोना आ गया था. So corona is an infective disease because there are outside bacteria or virus, they invaded the body. Now, if you are stressful, then you are going to get infected. Okay, now this is also, stress is also have impact on the non-effective disease like the BP and diabetic and all these cardiac problems. So these are called non-infective disease. See, stress is responsible for infective disease. Stress is responsible for non-infective disease. Okay, now how this thing happened? because there is a small thing. I will not spend much of time about how this stress is created. You try to understand that stress is created because of the secretion of some hormones called cortisol, epinephrine, and non-epinephrine. Okay. Now, if these hormones, when you find stress, now automatically this cortisol, epinephrine, and non-epinephrine, they started secreting. Okay. Now, if their content in the blood vessel remains high, then what happens? You get chest pain, angina, heart attack, high blood pressure, and that is also lead to strokes. Okay. So this is also responsible for non-diabetic or non-infective disease. Okay. Now, how it is possible? Because when you find more this epinephrine, cortisol, and all these things, there is a special immune system called the lymphocytes. Otherwise called the it's a part of WBC. Okay, the WBC contains B cell and T cells. Now, when you have more of these hormones, what happens? Your B cell and T cells numbers get reduced. Now, if the B cell T cell number reduces, then what happens? You are more prone to all sort of disease, infective disease. Okay. Now you see, stress is related to disease. Okay. Now, how to prevent this stress? First of all, we have to be free from all sort of stress. Okay. How to reduce the stress? Then we will be thinking about the well-being. अगर हमारा stress के ऊपर control नहीं है, तो we cannot be successful. Okay. Now, how to control the stress? First is problem-focused coping. हम कैसे cope करेंगे? Second one is called the emotion-focused coping, engagement coping, disengagement coping, and adaptive or constructive coping. I'm just little bit of thoda higher में बताता हूँ आपको. Okay. Now, what is called problem-focused coping? Okay, where you try to bring out the options to solve the problem that create the stress. Okay. Second is called the emotion-focused coping, where you need to just for some time take care of your emotions, feelings. Automatically, after some time, the stress will be reduced. Third one is called the engagement coping. What happens? Now, here you will take others' help, okay, to support you so that your emotions are controlled. Okay. Fourth one is called the disengagement coping. उसमें क्या होता है? You try to attempt to escape the feeling of distress. You try to avoid this thing. This is called the disengagement coping. And fifth one is called the adaptive or constructive coping. Now, what is this? You are confronting here, you need to confront the problem with the realistic appraisal of your stress and coping. आपके पास जितना resources है, उसको आप खुद use करके बोल सकते हो कि now I am ready to handle this. इसको बोलते हैं adaptive या constructive coping. And the sixth one, which is very, very dangerous. We don't say it is a coping strategy, but it's a dangerous strategy. It's called the maladaptive coping, which is very unhealthy. Or maladaptive coping क्या होता है? People, they indulge the smoking. Okay, they give up, they quit, they go for suicide. All these things. These are the most dangerous type of coping called the maladaptive coping. Okay. Now, in these conditions, to get rid of these things, what happened? You need to do certain relaxing exercises for coping. जैसे हम बोलते हैं thoracic breathing, diaphragmic breathing. Thoracic exercise में क्या होता है? You need to take a small chest breathing. Okay, for some time, take a long breath and release it. ऐसे करके अगर खुद को थोड़ा समय के लिए आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हो, रिलैक्स कर सकते हो, तो you can be free about all the sort of stress. Now, why I'm talking about the stress? Because unless you are free from stress, you cannot be having a good health. And forget about the other thing, you cannot be mentally well-being. Okay, unless you are in a balanced condition, you cannot think about the career. Okay, so these are the things you have to take care. Always be relaxed. Okay, now relax कैसे रहना है उसके बारे में हम बताएंगे. That is called the well-being. Okay, now how you will not face stress, even if you fail the stress, how to cope it. Okay, cope up with this stress. Now we will enter into the second phase. After coping the stress, after understanding what is stress, we'll talk about the mental well-being. Okay, now even though you are not stressful, doesn't mean that you are well-being, you are happy. Understood? Because the happiness का उसका जो definition अलग है. इसको बोलते हैं psychological term में, उसको बोलते हैं flourishing. Okay, it is flourishing means you are subjectively you are well-being. Subjective well-being उसको बोलते हैं. मतलब क्या है? You are free from all sort of. Hello. Please mute yourself. किसको अगर कुछ बोलना है तो बोल सकते हो. एक आदमी कोई बोल सकता है तो बोल सकते हो, नहीं तो you can talk in the last. Okay. So am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we will be entering into the what is called flourishing. Now flourishing is a condition which is high level of subjective well-being. Now what is called subjective well-being? Where you have got positive effect and life satisfaction, and you don't have a iota or a small trace of negative effect. This condition is called the mental well-being. Okay, so from this stress-free condition to a new level you have to reach, that is called the flourishing. The opposite of flourishing is called the languishing. Okay, languishing में क्या होता है? You are having a low level of subjective well-being, low level of confidence, low level of psychological and social well-being. So we have to understand what is called the social well-being. Now for social well-being, you need to have three things. One is called positive emotions, positive psychological functioning, and positive social function. This is very important. Now आपको स्ट्रेस फ्री रहना है. स्ट्रेस फ्री रहना कोई भी रह सकता है. आप अगर दिन में 10 घंटा सो जाओगे तो यू विल बी स्ट्रेस फ्री. ओके, अगर कुछ भी ना आप काम करेंगे तो करोगे तभी यू आर स्ट्रेस फ्री, बिकॉज यू आर that condition is called the laziness. Okay, laziness is not stress free condition, guys. Laziness is laziness. Okay, usko bolte hain tamas condition. Now if you want to have a good career, you should have three positive mental health condition. One is called positive emotion, that is called emotional well-being. Second is called positive psychological functioning, called the psychological well-being. And third is called the positive social functioning, मतलब आपका social well-being भी अच्छा चाहिए. Now what is this emotional well-being? Emotional well-being means you are free from all negative effects. You are having positive effect, good spirit, happy, calm, peaceful, full of life. Okay, highly satisfied person. This is called the condition called the positive emotions. समझ में आ रहा है? एक होता है पॉजिटिव इमोशन, नेक्स्ट इज कॉल्ड द पॉजिटिव साइकोलॉजिकल फंक्शन. ओके, व्हाट डज इट मीन? पहले अपना जो इमोशन को सही करना है, और दूसरा ये है योर साइकोलॉजिकली यू शुड बी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग. ओके, नाउ व्हाट इज कॉल्ड पॉजिटिव साइकोलॉजिकल फंक्शन? इट इज कंटेनिंग थ्री थिंग्स. वन इज कॉल्ड सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस. ओके, इसका मतलब है you should like yourself. You should like yourself first. Second is called the personal growth. first you like yourself, then you take few challenges, because unless and until you face the challenge, you will not get the psychological well-being. Okay, face the challenge with all sort of positive vibes. Third is called you should find the purpose in life. Okay, what is the meaning? Why you are born? What is your goal? In which direction you are moving? These are all coming under the purpose in life. Why we are still there, we are existing, and what will be our main motto of our life. If you can define these things, अगर जिंदगी में कुछ अपना गोल ठीक किया है कि this is the reason why I'm surviving, why I'm existing today, this is called the purpose in life. किसी किसी को बोलना है कि मुझे बहुत सारे लोगों को काम करना है, I want to do something for society, I have to do something for my family. This is called the purpose in life. Okay. Third is called so these are the three things which is very important for positive psychological function. So पहले आपको इमोशन को सही रखना है, उसके बाद आपका जो साइकोलॉजिकल फंक्शन रहता है, जैसे खुद को प्यार करना, खुद चैलेंज लेना है, और अपना पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ उसको डिफाइन करना है. ये अगर दो कर सकते हो तो then you will get another condition which is very important. It's called the social functioning, positive social function. Now, what is this positive social functioning? Now, it has 4 factors. क्या है? Social acceptance. You must be accepted by the society. Okay, people should find you that you are a nice person. Number 2, social actualization. Okay, you believe the people. You believe the group. Third condition is called the social contribution. Okay, if you can contribute slowly, small way to the society, that is called the social contribution. Okay, and social coherence. मतलब you and the society, they are mutually dependent on each other. This is called the social coherence. Okay. Now, if you want to grow in your career, let me repeat, you have to have 3 things perfect. Positive emotional functioning means you have to have positive vibes, thinking positively. These are all the positive vibes. Second, positive psychological functioning means you should love yourself, you should have your goal, your purpose of life. Third thing is called the positive social functioning. Matlab, society should accept you, you should accept the society, both are contributing, you are contributing to the society, and society is also having dependent on you. So these 3 conditions, positive emotional functioning, positive psychological functioning, positive social functioning, these 3 things will take you to the condition called the social well-being. इसको हम बोलते हैं happiness. Okay. Now, unless you are happy, first आपको stress free रहना है, first stage. Second stage, you should be happy. Okay. Happy होने के लिए आपको क्या चाहिए? You should have positive emotional state, positive psychological state, positive social state. Okay. ये 3 चीज आप करने के बाद you are now in a condition you have to think about your career. Understood? आप अगर बोल सकते हो, अभी मैं थोड़ा उसके कंप्लीट करने के बाद आपको थोड़ा टाइम दूंगा, फिर आपको मैं why I talked about this Vigyan, Sugyan and Pragyan that I'll be discussing. Okay, let me first talk about the fundamental things कि हम लोग कैरियर के पीछे भाग रहे हैं. ओके, कैरियर के पीछे भागते भागते क्या होता है, we sometimes get success, sometimes we get failure. जब सक्सेस होता है तो हमारा क्या हो जाता है, we are arrogant, we are very happy, we are proud. What happened at that time? It limited, it is हमारा ग्रोथ जो है लिमिट हो जाता है. Okay, this is the time we have to understand that it is only a beginning. You have to go to the higher level. So stress free रहना जितना important है, happy रहना उतना important है, और happiness के साथ अपना career का बहुत सारा connection रहता है. Unless you are happy, you cannot grow your career. You must be happy. You must be finding some exceptions. कि ये अपना क्लास में सर ये अच्छा लोग नहीं है, ये अच्छा बच्चा नहीं है, फिर भी ग्रो कर रहा है. Guys, this is a separate thing we'll be discussing, but it has got some answers. Why these people succeed, why you are not succeeded, even though you are nice, good. तो उसका अलग आंसर है, but I'll be talking on that again if time permits. Why some people, even though they are not putting enough effort, they are successful. हमें इतना करने के बाद भी हमारा सक्सेस क्यों नहीं आता है, उसका मैं और एक टाइम में या आज का समय होता है तो मैं बता दूंगा. Now what is the relationship between happiness and the career? Okay, now when you are happy, आपका जो happiness है वो 3 चीज में दिखना चाहिए. In 3 activities you can be known. One is called the behavioral activity, one is called the cognitive activity, and third one is called the volitional activity. Okay, behavioral activity क्या है? You should show kindness. Okay, you should know kindness. ये kindness जो होता है, this is called the behavioral activity. This is the wellness का ये condition है. बहुत सारे लोग arrogant हो जाते हैं, थोड़ा सक्सेस मिलने के बाद they become arrogant, but that is not the success, because that will again at some time that will pull this person down. अगर आपको ऊंचे जगह पे रखना है तो आपको behavioral activity आपको रखना है. क्या है? kindness. This is called behavioral activity. Second is called cognitive activity, where you must be having the attitudes of gratitude and forgiveness. If you have not inculcated, आपका अगर नहीं gratitude आपको नहीं है, forgiveness नहीं है, तो you cannot grow. Third is called the volitional activity. मतलब क्या है? आपका जो value system है कि आप you are very humble, you are very gentle, you are very simple. These are called the volitional activity. मतलब you are whatever your value system is. जैसे humbleness, gratefulness, simpleness. ओके, ये इसको बोलते हैं volitional activity. ये जो है behavioral activity, cognitive activity and volitional activity, these are the marks of a well-being person. मतलब people who are really sound to grow in their career. These are the things you should observe. You try to read a lot of books of good people, great people. You will find these 3 things constant in all the great leaders. जो leader अभी ऊपर आ गए हैं, I am just not talking about the political leader, huh? Just don't misunderstand me. Those to whom you like, you love, their behavior is quite, they are very kindness, they are very forgiveful, okay, and they are very full of gratitude. And उनका जो value system है, जैसे kindness, simple nature, all these things are the platform where they launch for the career. ये तीनों चीज अगर जब तक आपका नहीं रहता है, kindness, forgiveness, gratitude, और your constant thinking about the value, preserving the value system, तब तक आपका growth नहीं हो सकता. Okay? Now I will talk about ये अभी जो हमने पढ़ा कि ये तीनों चीज हमको चाहिए, behavioral, cognitive and volitional activities, उसका क्या relation है with the career? Okay? Students, try to understand that our body consists of 5 elements. One element is called the Annamaya Kosha, the Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. Okay? ये अन्नमय कोश जो होता है, that is our physical body. Actually क्या होता है, we confined ourselves to the physical body only. यहाँ से प्रॉब्लम शुरू हुई. ओके, उसके ऊपर एक हमारा एलिमेंट रहता है, उसको बोलते हैं Monomoy course. Okay. Now, the mind. It is so far scientists have not in a position to understand the mind. मैंने साइकोलॉजी पढ़ाया, उसमें ब्रेन का एक प्लेस है, देयर इज ए वन एरिया इन द ब्रेन व्हिच टू सम एक्सटेंट इट रेगुलेट्स द माइंड. बट माइंड कहाँ से शुरू होता है, माइंड कैसे क्रिएट होता है, ये माइंड इज रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर एवरीथिंग. ये कहाँ शुरू होता है, ये वेद से उसका उसका रिजल्ट उसका ये आता है कि माइंड जो बनता है कैसे बनता है, हमारा खाने से बनता है और हमारा एनवायरनमेंट से बनता है. ओके, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ फूड यू टेक, एट व्हाट टाइम यू टेक, एंड इन व्हाट कंडीशन यू टेक द फूड, हु इज कुकिंग द फूड. ये जो फूड के रिलेटेड जितना चीज है और इन विच एनवायरनमेंट यू आर टेकिंग द फूड, दैट क्रिएट्स द माइंड. ओके, ये हो गया सेकेंड एलिमेंट. थर्ड एलिमेंट इज कॉल्ड द प्राणमय कोश. ये क्या होता है कि प्राण कहां से शुरू होता है, पानी से आता है. इट इज क्रिएटेड फ्रॉम द वाटर. इवन इफ यू आर नॉट टेकिंग फूड फॉर 5 to 6 days, यू विल नॉट डाई. लेकिन अगर पानी अगर बंद कर देता है तो आदमी मर जाता है. तो ये तो थर्ड लेवल, तो थर्ड एलिमेंट प्राणमय कोश. ये उसको बोलते हैं सूक्ष्म शरीर. स्थूल शरीर को बोलते हैं अन्नमय कोश, हमारा जो बॉडी है, और जो सूक्ष्म शरीर बोलते हैं मनोमय प्राणमय, और थर्ड इज कॉल्ड विज्ञानमय कोश. ये विज्ञानमय कोश क्या होता है, इट इज द डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी पावर. हमको कौन सा चीज अच्छा लगता है, कौन सा अच्छा है, कौन बुरा है, व्हाट इज राइट, व्हाट इज रॉन्ग. ये जो है, ये जो ब्रेन का काम, ये जो मन का काम रहता है, उसको बोलते हैं हायर माइंड, उसको बोलते हैं विज्ञानमय कोश. ओके, नाउ द स्ट्रेस हमारा जो होता है, इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द फिजिकल बॉडी, मेंटल बॉडी, दैट इज मनोमय कोश, प्राणमय कोश एंड विज्ञानमय कोश. ये चारों जो है, these four courses are responsible for stress. okay, स्ट्रेस को अगर कम करना है या स्ट्रेस को एलिमिनेट करना है तो यू हैव टू गो फॉर सम हायर कोर्स, और इट इज कॉल्ड द सीट कॉल्ड द आनंदमय कोश. ओके, नाउ द आनंदमय कोश क्या होता है कि इट इज ए स्टेट कॉल्ड द कॉन्शियसनेस, inner consciousness, which is a condition called the blissful condition. Okay, it is the condition where you are always in the bliss. Now bliss का मतलब है आनंद. Okay, now when you in the phase of आनंद, आपको कोई इफेक्ट नहीं कर सकता है. You are in a blissful condition. उसके लिए अगर जाना है, that is the condition, whatever you want to wish you can achieve. Because हमारा क्या होता है प्रॉब्लम, where it problem created is because we are so much concentrating on the अन्नमय मनोमय, मतलब हमारा फिजिकल बॉडी के ऊपर हमारा ध्यान है, हमारा मन के ऊपर हमारा ध्यान है, और हमारा जो सराउंडिंग के ऊपर ध्यान है. इसमें क्या होता है कि हमारा बॉडी, माइंड एंड all energy are focused on what is understanding about what is wrong and right. उसमें हम इतना खो जाते हैं कि we fail to understand that there is some higher level where we have to work so that our whatever efforts we are putting, that will be converted into success. So I was talking about the Sri Aurobindo's principles on physical consciousness. Now, Sri Aurobindo has said, and I know he is you must be known that he's a great sadhak. And he has identified that the consciousness is there inside every human being. They are responsible for emotional vital, central vital, and lower vital. Now, what is these three things? Now, these vitals, emotional vitals such as love, joy, sorrow, these are the creation of the emotional vital. Central vital, which is responsible for ambition. Okay, ये जो ambition create होता है, it is because the consciousness you are directing toward the central vital that is responsible for your ambitions. And lower vitals like the food desire, sexual desire, small likings. Now, if the consciousness is driven towards the lower vital, they are responsible for these type of desires. So these consciousness, when is utilized by the mind, then it is called the thinking mind. Thinking mind is responsible for creation of ideas, knowledge, reasoning. Okay, and if it is going to another level called the dynamic mind, which is responsible for mental forces for realization of ideas. Okay, and there is the vital force. If it is utilized for externalizing mind, then they are responsible for speech, expression, all these things. So you see, the consciousness, the human consciousness, if it's directed towards the mind, okay, आपका जो तीन लेवल का कंसर्न होता है, इमोशनल वाइटल, सेंट्रल वाइटल एंड लोअर वाइटल. Now the way you use your mind, whether you are using for thinking mind, dynamic mind, or externalizing the mind, accordingly your consciousness will be driven. It is like a flow of river. The way you turn the river flow, that will be giving the result. Okay, now this consciousness, if you are directing or diverting to the physical consciousness, then what will happen? The body will act. जो bodily requirement होता है उसको वो चलाता है. So the inner consciousness is responsible for mental well-being, and that is also responsible for the physical well-being. Okay, this is not I am saying, this is what Sri Aurobindo is saying. He says that the emotional vital, which is responsible for love, the central vital, which is responsible for ambition, and lower vital, which is responsible for sexual desire, like small desires, they are responsible for all sort of things. Okay, now the things comes now, but ये जो consciousness है, उसको अगर हमको चलाना है, उसको consciousness can be felt. But if you want to drive your consciousness properly, then उसको हम बोलते हैं अंतःकरण. ओके, मतलब क्या है कि हमारा जो इनर कैपेसिटी है उसको चार उसका विभाग रहता है. एक होता है मनस, चित्त, बुद्धि एंड अहंकार. ओके, मनस मीन्स योर माइंड, बुद्धि इज योर इंटेलिजेंट, अहंकार इज योर ईगो, एंड सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट इज चित्त, जो हम बोलते हैं चित्त बोलते हैं. ओके, ये जो अंतःकरण बोलते हैं, जो कॉन्शियसनेस को ड्राइव करने का जो काम होता है वो अंतःकरण करता है. वो कैसे होता है? एक अपना माइंड को चलाता है. ओके, सेकंड अपना बुद्धि को यूज करता है, और थर्ड अपना अहंकार उसमें जोड़ जाता है. ये तीनों जो चीज है, अगर if they are properly guided by someone, it is the chitta. What is called chitta? Chitta is a state, it is a consciousness which is created over a period of your experience. Because of your experience, your memories, your understanding, ये जो होता है उसको बोलते हैं चित्त. Now, आपका अगर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, आपका कॉन्शियसनेस अच्छा है, मतलब आपका अंडरस्टैंडिंग अच्छा है, आपका मेमोरीज अच्छा है, पॉजिटिव मेमोरी है, आपका एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा है, पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंस है, now these things will guide योर मन, आपका बुद्धि एंड आपका अहंकार, ये तीनों को ये गाइड करेगा। समझ में आ रहा है? सो अंतःकरण इज गाइडेड बाय चित्त, दैट इज मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार। तो क्या होता है, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड योर इनर कैपेबिलिटी, दैट इज द सेंट्रल वाइटल बोलते हैं, आप सेंट्रल वाइटल, अभी जो बताया, सेंट्रल वाइटल को वो एनकरेज करेगा, इट विल बी ट्रिगर द central vital will move the mental vital and physical vital. Okay, so which is responsible? It is the chitta. लेकिन चित्त जो है, that is a accumulation of all your experience. Okay, उसका कैसे होता है? From मन, बुद्धि एंड अहंकार। लेकिन चित्त को अगर आपने साफ कर दिया, okay, then what will happen? Now you will be in a condition where you can understand that you are a repository, you are the repository, you are the storehouse of unlimited power. Okay, now unless and until you feel that you are the repository of unlimited power, you cannot have a good career. Okay, now for a good career you should have unlimited power of ambition, determination. ओके, ये अनलिमिटेड पावर ऑफ डिटर्मिनेशन कहां से आता है? दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन योर प्योरिटी ऑफ थॉट। ओके, नाउ व्हाट इज कॉल्ड प्योरिटी ऑफ थॉट? व्हाट इज कॉल्ड थॉट? थॉट इज नथिंग बट द है, आपका मन से बनता है। ओके, ना अगर आपका मन में प्योरिटी नहीं है, आपका मन जो है इम्प्योर है, तो क्या होता है कि यू विल नॉट बी ड्रिवन इन ए प्रॉपर चैनल, इन ए प्रॉपर डायरेक्शन। सो श्री अरविंदो जैसे बोलते हैं कि आप अगर अपना जो कंसियसनेस, अपना जो पावर है, खुद आप नहीं जानते हो, तो आपको करियर कैसे बनेगा? तो आपको अगर खुद को जानना है तो क्या करना है? आपका जो चित्त है उसको शुद्ध करना है। लेकिन चित्त को सिद्ध करने के लिए आपको थॉट प्रोसेस में प्योरिटी लाना है। और थॉट प्रोसेस में प्योरिटी कब होगा? जब आप मन प्योर रहेगा, तो मन को प्योर कर। व्हाई द मन और माइंड इज इम्प्योर? यू नो, माइंड इज इम्प्योर बिकॉज ऑफ थ्री थिंग्स। नंबर वन, योर माइंड इज नॉट स्टेबल, नंबर वन। नंबर टू, जो माइंड में आता गया है, एक्सपीरियंस से आता गया है, बहुत सारा इम्प्योरिटी वो माइंड में रहता है, तो माइंड इज अनेबल टू सी द गुड थिंग्स, इसको बोलते हैं मल। और दूसरा होता है, आपका माइंड अगर बोलता है कि मुझे नहीं चाहिए, उसको बोलते हैं पर्दा। जैसे अगर माइंड को आप पर्दा से ढांक देते हो, यू आर अनेबल टू सी व्हाट इज राइट, व्हाट इज रॉन्ग, उसमें भी आपका मन जो क्या होता है, यू आर लिमिटेड योरसेल्फ। ओके, सो व्हेन यू लिमिट योरसेल्फ within your particular limitations, then what happen? Now you are unable to see beyond the limitations. Okay,
एक्चुअली साथ में क्या होगा, हम वहाँ पर मैक्सिमम कितने लोगों को बैठे, 2-3 लोग।
hello, anybody is hello?
Yes, sir, you continue.
हाँ, so मैं आपको एक एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ। ओके, महाभारत का एक एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ। यू नो, some say that Krishna is responsible for the Mahabharata war, but it is not the fact. Krishna tried to his level best to prevent the war. Even he went to Duryodhana's place and begged for 5 villages. उनको 5 गांव चाहिए था। तो शायद आपको मालूम है, जब वो लास्ट अटेम्प्ट करने गए थे श्री कृष्ण ने, तो दुर्योधन ने उसको बहुत अपमानित किया। तो अपमानित करके उनको बंद बनाने के लिए कोशिश किया, तो श्री कृष्ण ने अपना विश्वरूप दर्शन दिया सबको, और विश्वरूप अपना पावर दिखा के उसे निकल गए। लेकिन आफ्टर दैट श्री कृष्ण आस्क्ड दुर्योधन कि why you are like this, whether you don't understand that that आप अगर एक महाभारत युद्ध करोगे तो सब लोग मर जाओगे, आपको ये ज्ञान नहीं है। तो दुर्योधन ने क्या बोला? दुर्योधन ने बोला कि मुझे मालूम है कि धर्म क्या है, बटे मुझे जमता नहीं है। मुझे ये भी मालूम है कि अधर्म क्या है, वो मुझे जमता नहीं। मुझे ये जो है अधर्म से मैं लिप्त हो गया, क्योंकि मुझे अधर्म अच्छा लगता है। ओके, क्योंकि आई एम टोटली कंट्रोल्ड बाय सेंसेस। मुझे जो ये कंफर्ट लेवल है, ये कंफर्ट लेवल मुझे इतना अच्छा लगता है कि आई डोंट गो अवे फ्रॉम दिस कंफर्ट लेवल। भले वो अधर्म हो, लेकिन मुझे अधर्म को छोड़ के धर्म के रास्ते में नहीं जाने। मुझे मालूम है धर्म क्या है। तो दिस इज द रीजन today's youth, they know what is wrong and what is right. Like you guys, you are all good people, good students. आपको मालूम है कि क्या अच्छा है और क्या बुरा है, लेकिन क्या होता है, because of understanding that we are simply a small creatures of 5 feet 5 inch, 5 to 7 inch, we are having limited power, we cannot do much of the things as per our wish. इसलिए क्या होता है, our energy is not directed properly towards the vital energy, that is the consciousness. okay, जो हमारे अंदर इतना सारा पावर रहता है, क्या होता है, we are simply confining ourselves to विज्ञान। मतलब we are simply concentrating on about what is right, what is good, what to, हमको जो लगता है वही करूंगा, जो अच्छा लगता है वो नहीं करूंगा। इसको विज्ञान में हम सीमित हो जाते हैं। हमको थोड़ा सुज्ञान जानना है, हमको सबके साथ रहना है। ओके, वी शुड बी ग्रेटफुल फॉर एवरीथिंग। यू जस्ट इमेजिन your parents, how much they have dedicated, how much they have sacrificed for your upbringing, how much they have contributed for your growth, for your future. How many of the people around you are so fortunate to study in a college like Matrix? Okay, how many unfortunate people, they are not capable because they don't know how to proceed. You have got good faculty members, they used to guide you. Okay, तो how much we are grateful to these people. हम अपने पेरेंट के ऊपर कितना ग्रेटफुल है, हमारा सोसाइटी के ऊपर कितना ग्रेटफुल है। यू जस्ट रिमेंबर, यू जस्ट कैलकुलेट, एवरी डे वी आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन 150 पीपल। घर को जो दूध वाला लेके आता है उनसे शुरू करो, जो पेपर देके जाते हैं उनसे शुरू करो, जो हमको खाद्य पदार्थ देता है उनको शुरू करो। कितने लोगों के ऊपर हमारा डिपेंडेंस है। इफ यू आर growing up your gratitude, the sense of gratitude, that will be helping you to have a positive emotional state, that will enhance your positive psychological state. And if you are having empathy towards everyone, that will allow you to improve your positive social state, emotional state, psychological state, social state। जब बहुत ही strong हो जाएगा, you will be seeing no difference in anyone. At that time, your mind is at this stage is called the supreme stage, where your mind is free from all pollutions. It is very difficult to follow this. ये जो चीज मैं बता रहा हूँ, ये प्योरिटी ऑफ माइंड लाने के लिए आपको बहुत कोशिश करना पड़ेगा। The first thing, that be grateful, show gratitude for everything you are now. Okay, show gratitude to the God who is responsible for maintaining the entire world. Show gratitude to your parents, show gratitude to your teachers, all teachers, starting from standard 1 to now, all the people who have contributed for your growth, all the people who are surrounding your society, who is definitely helping you for your growth. अगर ये स्टेज अगर आ जाता है तो क्या होता है, अगर दिल में, दिमाग में ये अगर बैठाना है, दिल में आपको सबको प्यार है, तो क्या होता है, जो इनर पावर रहता है, द वाइटल एनर्जी दैट इज रिमेन इन विदिन आवरसेल्फ, दैट द कॉन्शियसनेस, दैट विल बिकम एफल्जेंट, दैट विल ग्रो इनसाइड यू। तो उसमें क्या होता है, अगेन that physical vital, that is the vital जो बोलते हैं Sri Aurobindo, that vital consciousness with give you direction towards what will happen, that will give direction to the positive energy, and that will also give you different direction. आपको जहां पे इच्छा चाहत है, जो भी करियर में आपको इंटरेस्ट है, वही करियर आपको अच्छा लगेगा और उसमें ही आप जाओगे. अल्टीमेटली वी रीच एट द कंडीशन वेयर you will be a successful person. Okay, think about Abdul Kalam. He was not a simple ordinary scientist. उनका विज्ञान, उनका रिसर्च, उनका scientific temperament was excellent. But he has not confined himself to the science only. See how a great person he is. His temperament, his love, his affection, he is non-attached to all the positions, even though you see he got elected as a president. Hardly he brought few people for his swearing in ceremony. So simple life. And these people are called the great people. Okay, guys, remember, it is very difficult. It may be difficult to be a great man, okay, but try to be a good man. Good man means who has the value system. आपका जो value है, जो अच्छा दिया आपने, संस्कार अपने पिता माता ने दिया है, उनको ही पकड़ के रखो. Okay, उसको ही पकड़ के रखो. You will get good things. Be grateful to all of your society members, and that will be the key for your growth in your career. Okay, so उसके लिए क्या करना है आपको? Stress free रहो. Have a good food habit. अपना आचार मतलब the way you behave, आपका विचार, the way you thought, okay, आपका आहार, the way you take your food, and आपका विश्राम, the way you take rest, okay, आप rest मतलब सिर्फ नींद में नहीं है, the way you spend your time in your free time, if that you can control, आहार, विहार, आचार, विचार, विश्राम, अगर ये 5 चीज को आप सही कर सकते हो तो आप you will definitely grow in your career. You must be having a huge number of, अभी तक आपका बहुत सारा career counseling हो चुका होगा, क्या करने से क्या जाएगा, कौन सा लैंग्वेज पढ़ना है, क्या करने से क्या होगा, लेकिन उससे पहले ये जो अपना फंडामेंटल चीज है उसको पहले पॉलिश करो. बी प्यूरिफाई योरसेल्फ, प्यूरिफाई योर माइंड, प्यूरिफाई योर थॉट, purify your food, purify your vichar, your understanding about others. That is the key for your well-being. You will be free from all stresses. You are in a very elevated condition, flourishing, उसको बोलते हैं flourishing, and you can achieve whatever you like. आपको जो चीज चाहे आप कर सकते हो without showing any arrogancy, ego. You can definitely go higher and higher in your life. Okay, so with that, my talk finished. Now anybody wants to ask any questions, you are free to ask. Please go ahead in this Q&A session.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. It's really wonderful session you conduct, especially the things you told like that, ki we should be grateful for everyone. Yes. That is correct. Very, very nice session, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I
Any
request
question?
students, would you like to ask any question? Yes, sir.
From the questions from the students.
Yes. Students, would you like to ask any question?
Please be free to ask questions. कुछ भी बोल सकते हो, कुछ भी पूछ सकते हो.
Actually, you share very beautiful examples Mahabharata and Ramayana also.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yes. Guys, please come on with some questions. No questions?
Fine, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
On behalf of Matrix Schools of Management Studies, we thank you for conducting a grateful session. Yes.
Okay,
Have a
thank-
great day, sir. Thank you.
Once again, I must thank you, madam, for regularly in touch with me. And thank you to Kulkarni madam and Ubale sir for giving me a chance to talk to you people. And special thanks to Pranati madam, Agarwal
Yes.
madam, who has introduced me to you. So with that, thank you so much. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
Can I sign off?
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Student, I request to all, please fill the feedback form of today's session.
Today I leave, madam.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Thank you.
Good day,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.